Hello everyone, I'm back. So, as a lot of you have probably known or have been seeing my posts recently, I have been developing a voice proximity chat for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. And it's safe to say, I got it working. So, celebration? I guess so. Okay, I'll show you a little bit of how it works. So, as you can see, there is a lot happening on my screen right now. Basically, I've got the VoiceCraft server running on the top right, and then I've also got the Bedrock server running on the bottom right. And then, as you can see, there are two VoiceCraft applications, which are these. And these are what the client will use to connect to the Minecraft server. And these are what the host will host, basically. So, I'll show you a little bit of how everything works. So, if I mute on here, and if you can hear, I have got it working, and you can hear my voice through the application. If I start moving away, closer and closer and closer. So I sort of fade. Oh, god damn it. So I sort of fade in, and I fade out. Yes, as you can hear, it's working pretty well. So, it is working relatively well. So, now I'll show you how to set this thing up. Okay, so first of all, to get started, what you have to do is you have to download the Bedrock server for your system. So, Ubuntu for Ubuntu and Windows for Windows. Currently, I have downloaded the Minecraft server for Windows since I am going to be local hosting on my PC. But if you host on Ubuntu, you will just download this, and you just say that, and you press download. And the other resources to download are these two. You need the add-on, which you need to download this specific folder with that, and you need to download the server. And to get the server, what you need to do is you need to head over to releases, and you need to click on the two tags or something, and then you need to pick the latest release. Currently I've only released a v1.1.0-alpha, which is not currently the same version as what you just saw earlier in the video, but the setup is exactly the same, so you won't have any problems. So you need to download the VoiceCraft proximity chat server.zip, and this will only work for .NET 6.0 if you have the drivers already installed, which if you do run into that problem, I will show you how to fix it later. So go ahead and download those two, and since I've already downloaded them, I have the resources already here. So what we need to do first is we need to extract the Bedrock server, and there we go. So now we can just go ahead and delete the zip file, and we need to go into the server files. Now, right now, if we run the server, give it a second. Yep, we need to run it because apparently Microsoft doesn't even trust their own software, or Mojang software, but we just run it, and we just say allow access. Right now, it is started, so you can see it's just started. But there is a problem. We need to import our add-on, and we need to enable the script API on the world. And to do this, we need to create a world in Minecraft with the add-on installed on it, and the script API enabled. So to do this, what we need to do is we need to head over into Minecraft and we need to create a new world. So I won't be showing you how to turn on the GameTest API on a pre-existing world on your server, since this video will take too long, but I will be showing you how to do it for a new world. So what we need to do is we need to create a new world and we name it whatever we want, set whatever settings you want on it. You just do that, turn on that, turn on that. And now what we need to do is we need to head to experiments and we need to enable the beta APIs module. So we go ahead and we turn it on and we turn on experiments anyway. Now we just need to hit create and there's the world created. So what we can do is you can save and quit, and now what we need to do is we need to head to the world settings, scroll all the way down and export the world. Now we need to export the world somewhere where you can find it, but for now I'm just going to export it into the server files under worlds. So we click on export, world exports finished successfully. Then we go to the world, well, where your world is, and we turn it into a .zip. Now to turn it into a .zip, this is really simple. All you have to do is under view on the top part of File Explorer, and under file name extensions you need to have that checked on. I don't know what it is for Linux, but for Windows you need to have this on, and you need to rename your world from .mcworld to .zip, and we click on enter and we click on yes. Since .mcworld and .zip are exactly the same thing, this doesn't cause any corruption with the file. So what we can do now is we can extract the world, and there is our world. Now to add our add-on onto the world, what we need to do is we need to go to our add-on, we need to copy it in its extracted form, go back to the world, and we import, or we create a new folder and we call it behavior underscore packs, and we import our add-on into there. Now to make sure that the add-on actually works properly, we need to make sure that it's in this directory. So your world name, behavior underscore packs, VoiceCraft, and then the add-on files. You can't have behavior packs, VoiceCraft, and then the add-on pack. Otherwise this will not work. Now to make sure the actual work enables, we need to do, well, now to make sure the add-on actually works on our world, or is enabled on our world, what we need to do is we need to create a new text document, and we need to create this file as world underscore behavior underscore packs dot JSON. Make sure it is exactly this name, otherwise this will not work. And then we click on yes, since they're exactly the same thing. Double click on our file, and since there's nothing into it, what we need to do is we need to copy and paste all of this, what you see here, which actually enables our add-on onto the world, and basically just imports it, and that is all we need to do. So you go ahead and save it, then we can close out of this. Now the last thing we need to do for this add-on is we need to copy it And then to make sure it works, we need to also paste it in the behavior underscore packs in the server files. And that is all we need to do for the add-on. Now, before the add-on will actually work for our server, what we need to do is we need to enable something in the config folder. So we go ahead, we go into the config folder, we go into default, and we go into permissions.json. Now, as you can see, these look very similar to the script API modules. Now, to enable what this add-on needs, what we need to do is we need to add a new string, and we call it @minecraft/server-net, and then make sure you put a comma after the string. So we can go ahead and save that. Make sure you have done this, otherwise the add-on will not work as well. Now, the last thing to do, now if you already know this, you can just skip this bit, but for people who don't know, if you have just imported your world, what you need to do is you need to enable the world on the server and tell the server to run it. Now, to do this, what we need to do is we need to go to server.properties file, double click on it, and then what we need to look for is level dash name is equal to Bedrock level if it's a new server. And what we need to do is we need to rename it to our world. So my world is named test. And that is the last thing. Congratulations if you have made it this far, because this is a long process. Now, we can go ahead and save that, close it, and we can run our server. Now, as you can see, we have the experiment active game test, GTST, which is short for game test. Now, we actually know our world is working. We don't know if our add-on is working. So to check if our add-on is working, we need to connect to the server and run a test command. So we go ahead, we actually add our server into external servers. Now, since this is a localhost server and I can connect to it via my computer, no one else actually has access to this because I haven't port forwarded it and it's not public, but I can connect to it by looping back the Minecraft server. And since this is a localhost IP, this will allow me to connect to the server. So we can connect to the server, and there's our world loaded. Now, what we need to do is we need to test by running one of the commands, and as you can see, requested login, login denied, server denied link request. That's because our VoiceCraft server is actually not running. Now, we need to actually run a VoiceCraft server. So to do this, all you need to do is you just need to extract this. Wait for it, and there we go. We have all of that, and we just need to run the .exe file. Now, before I want to say anything, when you try and run it, you might get a console log screen that pops up and then disappears instantly. And the reason why that this would happen is because you don't have the necessary drivers to actually run a .NET console application. Now, the actual console will actually tell you where to download the drivers, but since you can't actually see it fast enough when the console application opens then closes instantly, what you need to do is you need to type in the top part cmd to open up a command line so you can actually see what it's printing out from the server before it shuts down. We need to copy the name of the .exe file and we just need to paste it in. And that's all we need to do. And as you can see, it actually runs the server. And if you have that error where it can't run the server, it will just give you a link to download where the drivers are. So right now I'm just going to run it directly. So now to actually set up the server, we need to run our port, or set up our port. Now a few of you may also run into this issue as well, and this issue is this: error, could not start server, missing permissions to listen on port 2024. And the reason why it does this, I am not entirely sure why it does this, because of how programming works, but it will actually give you the command line to actually fix this issue. So to actually fix this issue, you just run it as an administrator as a quick fix, or the other way is to run this command in a administrator terminal, and then and then it will run properly. So for a quick fix, I'm just going to run this server as administrator. So we just run as administrator, and for now I'm just going to set the port on 9050, and there we go. Our server has started on port 9050, and it's listening on port 9050. Now you can see that we've actually got a printout here that says server login, session key is this long string of characters. Now what this means is this is basically the password and the username to actually control the server from the Minecraft server, and this is what allows the Minecraft server and the VoiceCraft server to communicate. So what we need to do is we need to copy this, and we need to type in a command in the Minecraft server. So what we need to do is we need to type in !VC link. So it's linking the server, and we need to type in the IP and port in one string of characters. So the IP and port for this server is actually the IP for the computer, not the public IP. It's sort of a local IP. I'm not sure what to call it, but it's sort of like the address for the router. If you want to make it remote, or people to remotely connect to this, you will need to port forward it. But for now, since this is localhost, I will be typing in the localhost IP. So the localhost IP is 127.0.0.1. Then we type in our port, which I set it to 9050, as you can see here. So we type in the semicolon, or I'm not sure what that is called, 9050 space, and we paste our long string of characters. We type in enter, and as you can see, login accepted, server successfully linked. And as you can see on here, it has accepted the key. And that is all you need to do for setting up. I know it's a long process, and this was painful to actually program as well. So I've tried to make it as simple as possible, but this is the setup process. So hopefully you understood all of that, and I'll show you how to connect on client side. Now for client side, this will be extremely easy. Well, it's as simple as I could get it. Basically all you need to do is you need to visit the repository for the VoiceCraft application, and you need to click on the two tags and the latest release, which is currently the v1.1.0-alpha, which is currently in pre-release as I'm still improving it. And all you have to do is you just need to download the VoiceCraft proximity chat.zip. Now, since I already have it downloaded, all I need to do is just get it, if I can find where it is. Alright, and basically this is the VoiceCraft server. I've just copied it from another development folder, if you can understand, but all you need to do is you just need to extract it. There we go. And you just need to run the .exe file. Now, a few of you may also run into this issue where it will just come up with an error. Basically, that will just tell you where to download the drivers from as well, because that will just automatically install what drivers you need, and then you can just run the software after that with no problems. So go ahead and do that, and then you can just run this. So as you can see, there's a pop-up screen for VoiceCraft, or pop-up screen for VoiceCraft. Now, the actual VoiceCraft's application will actually connect to the VoiceCraft server, and the VoiceCraft server may be on a different machine, and the hoster has to actually give the IP, because the server IP and the server port is actually entirely different from the Bedrock server. So we just need to connect to the VoiceCraft server. So first of all, what you need to do is you need to connect to the Bedrock server. And then all you have to do is you need to type in vcrec. Click on enter, and as you can see, you have received your key. And what this key does is it allows you to connect to the VoiceCraft server as a session. So what we need to do is we need to type in the IP and port for the VoiceCraft server. Now if you remember the last part, or the setting up part, I set the port to 9050, and since it's running on a localhost computer, I just need to type in the localhost IP. So 127.0.0.1 9050, and then our key, which is 4H57Y. 4H57Y. And then we can click on connect. And there we go. That is all you need to do. This is as simple as I could get it. This is basically the master volume, which controls the basically just the volume of other users. Master volume, if you can understand what that means. But that's all you need to do. If you have any problems with that, or if you don't understand it, I don't know what else am I going to tell you, because this is as simple as I could get it. I just hope you understand this. I'm sorry, I'm having a mental breakdown. This took a long time to make. I just want you to enjoy it, please. Please, if you can. Basically. Anyways, I hope you actually enjoyed this, and hope that you can actually get all of this working. This took so long to make, as you can see, because my last video was 1 month ago, and that was when I started working on it. It was a long time ago. So if you can get it working, well done. Well done. This is as simple as I could get it. And basically that's all from me. So I will probably still be improving it, and you may not see a video in a while because I'll be constantly improving this software. But I may release the entities video soon. So that is all from me. I will see you in the next video. Bye.